Hello, this is the final part of the atomic structure topic in GCSE AQA chemistry. It is a dual award and triple award topic. So this is part 8. And as always, I'm going to recommend you take a look at the activity, have a go at it for yourself, pausing the video, and then review. So let's take a look. We are considering in this one electron configurations. We need to know how electrons are arranged. We need to be able to draw the electronic structures of, actually you need to be able to do it for all of the first 20 elements. Now you've got a set of rules here in blue that you are going to have to learn and remember. Have a read of them, have a go at drawing these out, and then we'll see how you've done. So, in the blue box, we are told that electrons are found in shells around the nucleus and that we fill from that closest to the nucleus, and then once it's full, we move to the next one. You have to remember the first shell can hold 2 electrons. Every other shell, as far as we're concerned at GCSE, can hold as many as 8. And so if we consider calcium as the biggest one that we're ever going to need to draw, that would have 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, 8 in the third shell, and 2 in the fourth shell. And that takes us up to the 20 electrons that we know calcium has because its atomic number is 20, which means it has 20 protons, which means the atom has 20 electrons. Now hydrogen has atomic number of 1, so it has 1 electron. So I draw my ring around the H and I put my 1 electron on there. Beryllium has 4 electrons. Now the first shell can hold 2 electrons, so that means I have 2 in the first and I have 2 left to go in the second. Carbon has an atomic number of 6, so 6 electrons, so it has 2 electrons on the first shell, and then it has 4 electrons on the second shell, 6 in total. And finally, neon has 10 electrons, so that would be 2 electrons on the first shell and 8 electrons on the second shell. So now let's have a look at 4 more examples. Okay, magnesium has 12 electrons in total. Atomic number 12, 12 protons, therefore 12 electrons. So that will go 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, and 2 in the third shell, a total of 12. Phosphorus has 15 electrons, so that's 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, and 5 in the third shell. By the time we get to potassium and calcium, we're getting even bigger still. We have got 2 in the first shell for potassium, 8 in the second shell, 8 in the third shell, and then we've got 1 going into the fourth shell as well. That's 19 in total. Calcium I've already discussed. There are 20 electrons. This is the biggest one you will ever need to draw. Calcium will be 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, 8 in the third shell, and 2 in the fourth shell. Now the good news is there is a shorthand way of doing this, and we're going to take a look at some examples of that as well. So try these. And we can see here lithium. Lithium has got 3 electrons, so in the shorthand version it's written as 2, 1. 2 in the first shell and 1 in the second shell. Fluorine has got 9 electrons, so that will have 2 in the first shell and 7 in the second shell, so the shorthand configuration is 2, 7, and aluminium with 13 electrons will go 2, 8, 3. The final activity I'm going to draw out on the right hand side where there is a bit more room, but have a think about the questions that are coming up on here. And I'm going to start off by writing out the electron configurations. Lithium, sodium and potassium, going to put all up together, 2, 1, 2, 8, 1 and 2, 8, 8, 1. When I move to fluorine and chlorine, we have 2, 7 and 2, 8, 7. For beryllium, we have 2, 2, and magnesium, we have 2, 8, 2. And finally, we have oxygen and sulfur. Oxygen is 2, 6 and sulfur is 2, 8, 6. Now there's something really important to spot here. Lithium, sodium, potassium are all in group 1. They all have 1 electron in their outer shell. Fluorine and chlorine are both in group 7 and they have 7 electrons in their outer shell. Beryllium and magnesium, 2 electrons in their outer shell and they are group 2. And finally, you can probably see where this is going. Oxygen and sulfur both have 6 electrons in their outer shell, so they are in group 6. That takes us to the end of this video and this topic. This topic will then thread through multiple topics that you will look at over the remainder of the GCSE course. For now though, thank you for listening and goodbye.